Hello dears, next topic that is in infectious. We have to talk about sinusitis. Sinusitis and pharyngitis, both are super important topic. Pharyngitis. So let's compare what is sinusitis and what is pharyngitis. You know, paranasal sinus, we have sphenoid sinus, frontal sinus, maxillary, every sinus, they got inflamed. So there is they will destroy the mucociliary part, like there is an involvement, the mucous cilia will be destroyed. That is simply known as what? Sinusitis. Here also, it is mainly caused by, remember, our Haemophilus influenza, right? Moraxella or Streptococcus pneumoniae. The upper respiratory bugs. But remember, sinusitis is always bilateral. I have mentioned before, otitis externa and otitis media will be unilateral. Here it will be bilateral, both sides. If someone has sinusitis, it will be so tender, painful, maxillary. By facial tapping, you will feel severe pain. Severe pain on facial tapping. Remember, if sinus is inflamed, our paranasal sinus is inflamed, this infection go to our brain because there is an opening. That opening is called, cavernous sinus. Cavernous sinus. So normally, this is a complicated bacterial infection. This bacteria is coming and attacking most common Streptococcus and all. They go to brain and you go pagal crazy Majnoon. Your brain is affected. In the brain, you can have intracranial abscess. Can you imagine that? That scenario, intracranial abscess. In every people who are starting sinusitis, the predisposing will be a virus infection. A predisposing factor. They start with the virus. Of course, it is viral. You don't have that purulent discharge. You will have clear, copious discharge. Clear, copious discharge. And you don't need any treatment here. If you treat, also no use. You give supportive treatment. That's the supportive treatment. But later it become what? They become bacterial. After 1 or 2 weeks, the bacteria come and spread there. That time, the discharge, you will see this purulent, greeny discharge. Purulent, foul smelling, greenish. Discharge from the nose. Severe painful maxilla. This area are what? Severe painful in the case of what? Sinusitis. To diagnose, it is like clinical diagnosis. You can take an X-ray. In the X-ray, you see air fluid loss. Air fluid loss. In the CT, you can see opacification. Opacification. I'm talking about sinusitis. Remember, every time, if someone have mild sinusitis, doesn't matter. We are not big. It's not a big deal, of course. We only do supportive treatment. But it become complicated, like temperature. The symptoms are more than 2 weeks. The temperature is more than 38.5. Severe fever, everything. So of course we have to start with amoxicillin, or everywhere we will give amoxicillin and clavulanic acid for ENT. Amoxicillin plus clavulanic acid. That is called what? Amoxiclav. Amoxiclav. So that's about sinusitis, I'm talking about one more very frequent disease asked. There is a disease called Cartagner syndrome. Cartagner syndrome. It's a triad. If someone have recurrent sinusitis, every time sinusitis, recurrent sinusitis, or he is having bronchiectasis, along with the patient is having situs inversus, like dextrocardia, the heart will change the position or the other organ change the position. Dextrocardia. Just reminding you, if someone have recurrent sinusitis, bronchiectasis and situs inversus, the triad of symptom is called what? Cartagner syndrome. That comes commonly with what? Sinusitis. Remember. Similarly, we have pharyngitis. It is commonly caused by group A beta hemolyticus streptococcus. It's also called what? Streptococcus pyogenes. For sure you have to treat it, why you have to treat it? Because they can cause after that rheumatic fever or PSGN, post streptococcal heart glomerulonephritis or rheumatic heart disease. So it is very dangerous. You have to find it out and treat it as immediate possible. What? Even they can cause scarlet fever, the same bacteria. To diagnose the pharyngitis, you will have sore throat, right? Sore throat. Yeah, painful throat, pharynx is inflamed. We have a criteria here that is called Sendor criteria. Sendor. It's a criteria we are using. See for cough. Cough must be absent. Then only cough must be absent, you give 1 mark or 1 point. E4, if you see some exudates from this throat, pharynx, exudates, give 1 mark. N4, some nodules, give again 1 mark. T4, temperature, more than or equal to 38.5 degrees Celsius. Then O4, that is the age, or here, age means if the age is less than 40, child, give +1. If the age is more than 44, no need, -1, decrease age. And R4, so once again, O4, less than 40, like give 1 point, and more than 44, give what? Less than 1, right? Then, so once again, we have Sendor criteria, C4, I am getting it, cough will be absent, E4, exudates, N4, nodules, T4, temperature, then O4, age less than 40 +1 and more than 44 -1. Then R4, okay, I will come there. I will come there, okay. So we have Sendor criteria. Remember, in Sendor criteria, the point you are going to get, if it is like less than 1, do nothing. Do nothing. The point is between 1 to 2, like go for rapid antigen testing. Rapid antigen testing. It is more than or equal to 4. More than or equal to 4. I can say like it's 1 to 3 or something, you can go for. More than or equal to 4, give antibiotics, amoxiclav. Here you can do even culture also. Then. If someone have pharyngitis, someone have hepatomegaly, always suspect in him what? Epstein-Barr virus or infectious mononucleosis. Infectious mononucleosis, right? So pharyngitis, that's what you have to remember from here. So we use which criteria? Sendor criteria. C4 what? Cough, E4 exudate, N4 nodules, T4 temperature. Or here means, I think this R is the or, that's why I got confused. Or, Sendor. That means age less than and 44. So that's all about pharyngitis and what? Sinusitis. Hope everyone understood. So you do the management according to what? Sendor criteria. The less than 1, do nothing. 1 to 3, go for rapid antigen testing or go for culture even. More than 4, like just to give the treatment, amoxiclav, ENT, any infection, best even. Pharyngitis plus hepatomegaly plus spleen also. Splenomegaly, if you see, And normally we have a lymph node also enlarged in Epstein-Barr virus. That is posterior cervical lymph node. Posterior cervical lymph node, that will be also enlarged. So at that time suspect what? Epstein-Barr virus infection. Hope everyone is okay. Thank you.